Alrighty, guys. Kentucky gets destroyed 88-72 by Gonzaga. And I will say this, people. Even though I picked Kentucky to win that game, my gut told me we was going to get destroyed. And I think from now on I'm going to pick with my gut instead of my heart, because I knew we was going to get beat. I just didn't want to admit it. I hate to say that, but I knew Kentucky was going to lose this game. Of course, Kentucky made that big comeback and got it within 4 points. And even when that happened, people, I knew we was going to lose. I've become in tune with this team now. I see what we are. I see what we are. We've got all the talent in the world. Or do we? I don't know. But this all falls on, as I've said, the last 2 years now. Like last year was it. I'm done defending Coach Cal. I defended that man for years. But now it's obvious. Either he's going to have to change something, or... And I heard people say again now, I heard this again. I heard people saying, well, if he doesn't get it done next year, something has to be done. I was saying that 2 years ago. And here we are now saying, well, if he doesn't get something done next year, it's over. So we're going to wait another year. That's what we'll do. But, hopefully I am wrong, and hopefully this team turns it around. But I am just not seeing it, people. I'm not seeing it. I don't know what it is. It's just Coach Cal just can't coach. He can recruit. Great recruiter. Or is he? I think he's a great recruiter, because we see what the Kentucky players do in the NBA. If anything, Coach Cal recruits them and holds them back. I was watching the Lakers game last night, and you remember Keldon Johnson for Kentucky? I thought he was out of the NBA. He's averaging 22 points a game. I was like, what? Keldon Johnson's 22 points a game? It's crazy. Anyway, let's look at the game. We got Sheboy with 20 and 15. Wallace, 14 points. We got Wheeler, who's pretty much a lost cause at this point. I don't know what's happened to the kid. Toppin, he never was that good, though. And that's not on him. This is all on Coach Cal. Coach Cal's the one that recruits the players. They don't fit his system, or it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. Reeves had 10 points. Anyway, who cares? Who cares what we did? Let's look at the overall stats. 24% on threes, 39% overall. Frederick can't score, so I don't know what's happened to him. He looks great when we're not playing no competition like Kentucky does. But Gonzaga, it comes down to this, people. Gonzaga has talent. They're not a bad team. But they shouldn't be 16 points better than Kentucky. They shouldn't be like that. Tim, 22 points for them. And Strother, 20 points, 14 rebounds for Strother. Watson, Bolton, 24. Watson, 10 points, and whatever. We just got beat. We got destroyed. And I knew going into the game, I was like, we're going to get beat tonight, and it's not going to be pretty. I know I picked Kentucky to win, but there's no hope for this team. Right now in the season, this team is lost. Now, we have, looking at the schedule, we have North Florida and Bellarmine, whatever that is. Bellarmine. Then we have number 20, Michigan. So then we have Yale, UCLA, blah, 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 blah. So it's disappointing. And, of course, let's not forget, I'm not going to forget the football team. We held her on against Georgia, but we lost. They looked decent against Georgia, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. The football team has been a letdown this year. All of Kentucky's sports right now have been a letdown. The two main sports. We can talk about volleyball. We can talk about softball. We can talk about pickleball. We can talk about dildo ball. We can talk about whatever. The point is, this team right now is the worst time to be a Kentucky sports fan. We're just not getting it done. Not getting it done. And we'll see how the season goes from here. But as of now, as I said in my last video, I think Toppin is the bright spot and Sheboy is the bright spot. But again, to me it's like Kentucky comes back within 4 points, and I knew they was going to lose. It's like jogging for 10 miles, then you come home and eat a whole cake. It's going to have absolutely it's not going to be no benefit. It's not going to help you any to jog 10 miles and come home and eat a whole cake. And that's how I feel about Kentucky's comeback. And that's how I feel about just how the team is right now. I just don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now, we've got 2 easy games coming up. I'm going to watch them, of course. But these 2 games not going to tell us anything about Kentucky. We're not going to know anything until we play a top team. And we'll see where Michigan is at after Kentucky plays these 2 games. Hopefully Michigan continues to win and dominate and look great and move up in the rankings. I don't know. I'm not even looking at what they did this week. I don't know. But hopefully Michigan comes in ranked in the top 15 or something when they play us. I think Kentucky, I'm making this video on a Monday, so Kentucky's probably going to drop 15 or lower in my opinion. We'll see though. We'll see, but we might be out of top 25. Who knows? We don't deserve to be in there, that's for sure. But just thought I'd get this video made and get it out of the way because I'm very disappointed in these Wildcats. And I don't blame as I said before in my videos, I don't blame the players. I blame the coach because the coach is the one that motivates the players. He's the one that drafts the players or recruits the players. I'm sorry, drafts. He's the one that recruits the players. So I always blame everything on the coaches in college sports because you picked him. You went to their house. You visited them. You watched them play. You're the one that said, we're going to get him. We're going to get that, and we're going to do this. We'll get this guy to transfer. It's your fault. I don't blame kids. I ain't going to blame 18, 19, 20-year-old kids on the downfalls of the coach. You're not getting them to listen. You're not getting them to practice right. You're not getting them to do something right. So it all comes down to the coaching staff. Basically, Coach Cal. $10 million a year, people. It's what the university's paying for. They're paying for this. $10 million a year. So we'll see. Like I said, anything less than the Final Four this year is a disappointment. And will we even make the tournament? I mean, let's be realistic. We don't know. We may get into SEC play and lose 70% of them. I don't know. We know Sheboy's great. I know Sheboy and Toppin are great right now. But I don't know about anybody else. I know those 2 are playing good. But how do I feel about the rest of the team? I don't know. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing right now. We see spurts of greatness from Wallace. Wheeler's not doing nothing. Frederick's not doing nothing. Reeves not doing nothing. So, Sheboy is not going to carry this team to a Final Four. He's not going to get 50 points and 30 rebounds a game. He's not going to be that. He might get 20 and 15, 20 and 12 or something like that. He's not going to be getting, 50 points and 30 rebounds. He's not going to get a layup on every miss. He's not going to be able to rebound every miss and lay it up. But anyway, and he's not even himself yet. But he looked good last night, but he's still not himself. You can tell he's still. And that's a good thing in a way because he's got room to improve this year. We know that. But I don't know, people. That's enough of this. Who cares? Whatever. We'll see how it goes from here. We'll see how these Cats do. We got 2 games coming up of where maybe we can lose one of them and fire Coach Cal in the midseason. And we get beat by one of these 2 teams. But the lifetime contract, who knows? And that's pretty much it, people. We'll see how it goes from here. The football season's looking to finish off next week, I think. And then we're going to have basketball, baby, all winter. It's going to be great. But let's hope Kentucky can turn it around. You know, I'm not being totally down here, you know. Maybe Coach Cal will get a second wind. You know, like Roy Williams at one time. I thought Roy Williams, I was like, this guy's done, man. He's done. And he pulls off and wins 2 national titles before he retires. So, I mean, I thought Roy Williams was done a long time ago, and he somehow figured it out and did something and started winning again. Maybe Coach Cal can do that. I don't know. He's got to do something. This stupid offense is ridiculous. The defense let us down again. But that's it, people. That's enough. As always, thanks so much for watching, and go Big Blue.